Okay, so your season just got over, and now you're wondering, all right, I had a pretty good season, now what do I do? And that's a common question that a lot of people have, and hopefully I'll be able to answer that today. Not everybody really knows the first steps that you need to take after season to really get you on the right track or the right path to getting yourself a scholarship and moving on to the next level. Now, you can do a lot of different things after your season's over, but I do have a couple things that I think should be a little bit high on your priority list as far as what you should get started on as soon as that season's over, and some even before it's over as well. Maybe you guys are already doing this, maybe you're not. Let's get into it. What's up guys, my name is Javis and I'm your captain, and in today's video I want to break down the things that I think that you can do for yourself after your season's over. Now these things are pretty universal as far as football, basketball, all different kinds of sports, I think at least, so go ahead and take this with a grain of salt if it doesn't exactly apply to your specific situation. Maybe learn how to adapt different tips or adapt to different pieces of advice that you might receive to fit your current situation. If you guys find today's video useful or enjoyable, go ahead and like it, I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to see more from me in the future, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell too so that you can see when I do go live or when I drop a video. And as far as going live goes, I'll go ahead and drop my Twitch probably right here actually. I'm gonna put that sideways just because I want to switch it up a little, you know. And without further ado, get into the first tip. Now this tip comes in two different parts, and honestly I probably shouldn't even have to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it's important, and some of you probably won't even do it, and honestly it's kind of troublesome to me. One of the top things I think you should put at the top of your priorities list once season's over is make a highlight film. Make a different tape of all your best highlights, put them all together, make it look nice, and I actually have a video exactly on how to make those and what not to do in those exactly. But mostly you can take those tips and flip them around and think of what you should do instead. And of course I meant to mention this earlier, but if you have any questions about anything that we talked about today or in the past or in the future, go ahead and pop to my live streams. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'll catch you in there. But yeah, if you have any questions about any of those highlight things or anything in particular, anything really, you can ask me. Now this one's kind of obvious, of course. You want to make your highlights so that coaches can see your film, see how your season went, see if they want to recruit you basically. And it's basically your resume, and it's what you're presenting to these coaches, and you're essentially applying for a job to be given money to go to school. And I will give you guys kind of like a half tip right here, is you can, and I also encourage you to, make mid-season highlights. Now would I say they need to be as long as normal highlights? Absolutely not. In fact, bloating a highlight over than what it's needed for is a lot of times going to be more harmful than beneficiary to yourself, because not only will the coach might not watch the whole film, there might be some plays in there that you probably don't want to show to coaches, and you're probably just putting it in there because you got reps and you want to show off you getting reps. It might not be the best rep, but that's the problem. You only want to show your best reps. So all in all, make a mid-season highlight if you have the film for it. If not, don't stress too much about it, but you might want to pick out a couple of your highlights and just have those ready to go, and maybe make a really small mid-season highlights, and if not, just have those ready to go like I just said, and make them into your season highlights at the end of the season. And of course, you want to send these out. Let's not forget that part. Maybe that should be the actual point of this point right here. Send out those highlights that you just made. All right, this next one is a little bit contradictory to itself because I kind of put 2 points together, but after the season it'd be nice if you kind of got right back in the gym, but at the same time take the time off that you need after season. Now these are definitely two opposite pieces of advice, but let me just be clear on what I'm saying. If you're healthy, you're ready to go, you're done with season, and you're basically looking forward to the training for the next 8 months or whatever it may be, go ahead, get right back in the gym and don't miss a beat, because at the end of the day you might regret it. Having to get back in shape always sucks, and you're not as strong as you once were. It's always good to just jump back as soon as possible so you're not feeling bad about how your performance is going and whether you were doing better last season and you're wondering if you're going to be able to get back there. Now at the same time, if you are hurt or you're any kind of banged up from the end of the season, which most athletes are, if not a lot of athletes in general, you want to make sure to take the time off after season to get yourself healthy before you just start grinding on your body again and just beating it down and making sure you're in shape again, even even though you might still be hurt. So take care of yourself first and be aware of what your limits are to your body, because seasons are a long time, and that's a long time to just be constantly hitting other players. You got to give your body a little bit of time to rest at the end of the day. All right, jumping straight up to our next point, let's talk about talking to our coaches, because I know a lot of people that hit me up, a lot of people that talk to me, all tell me that a lot of times their coaches don't help them, and that's pretty common. But a lot of times I also ask them if they actually legitimately talk to them, and a good amount of people tell me no, they haven't talked to them at all. All they know is that their coaches are just not talking about them. But how are the coaches supposed to know that you want to play at the next level if you don't verbally tell them that? Now, it might seem a little bit redundant if you are putting in the time and you clearly are a good athlete. It should be redundant that you want to play football at the next level, but that's not true for all people. Some people just want to be done after high school. If I'm a coach, I'm not going to present someone who I'm not sure actually wants to play at the next level. So please talk to your coaches and tell them your intentions of where you want to play, how high of a level you want to play, and if they don't think you're there yet or they don't think you can get there, discuss with them on how you think you can get there and what they can possibly provide to you as far as like resources to try and get your body or your athleticism there. All right, my last tip for today is going to be generally directed towards juniors and or younger, not really seniors, unfortunately, unless there are certain circumstances that allow for you to take advantage of these situations. Now, the thing that I'm talking about is thinking about camps that you might want to go to in the future. The reason I say a lot of seniors might not be able to utilize this tip is because most camps you go to as a junior, in comparison to a senior, you're pretty much either going to be going to college or you're going to be going to JUCO, or you might be taking a year off, or you might be done, whatever your situation may be. There's not a whole lot of camps that are really made for seniors. Now, there are a couple senior camps actually in place, at least in the Northwest. I'm not sure about other places in the country, but there probably are camps like that. But as far as everyone junior and below, you want to start mapping out the different camps you might want to go to. And I've actually talked about camps in videos that I've made before. And basically, to give you a rundown of what I think about camps, is you want to try and go to camps that really reflect on what level you want to play at. Especially if you're trying to get recruited, it's really important to try and go to a camp where you're actually going to get noticed at, instead of just going to the biggest camp that you can go to or the biggest college camp that you can think of and kind of just get lost in the wash and not really have a chance to stand out among all the other great athletes that are there. Now, if you're a great athlete and you know it, then going to those camps might actually be worth your time, especially if you want to garner some interest from those schools. However, if you are just trying to learn about the game and maybe pick up some tips from some really high-level coaches, maybe going to those bigger camps are worth your time, because those camps are all run by the college coaches and you're getting coached essentially by the college level coaches, and those are all really high-level coaches and they have a bunch of knowledge behind them. So getting that kind of knowledge and implementing it into your game in the future might really be worth your time if you are going just to get better. That's about all I got for you guys today. There is a lot of other things that you can do for yourself, and if you think I missed anything, go ahead and put that in the comments down below. And if you guys like the video, again, leave me a like. It'd be very much appreciated. If you want to see more from me, go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you have any more questions about what we have talked about today or in the future or in the past, go ahead and follow me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, and let's have a good time in there. My name is Jarvis, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
This dome. They're right on us now. Octane just jump padded up. Octane's cracked.
We got this. Money, baby, money,
nice.
baby. Money, baby. Yes, sir.
Nice.
I said we got it. I said we got it.